won first prize in a science fair, and he generously donated it to us so we can show people how our process works, because it's a really nice model. And I will turn it over to Greg.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm Greg Phillips. I'm the process superintendent for the project. And like Stacy said, a 7th grader built this a few years ago, and it's a very good demonstration of what we do. I'm going to kind of explain it on what it does, what's going to happen first, because when I turn on all the pumps, it gets a little loud and you might not be able to hear me talk. So basically, if you've talked to anybody today, or if you've been through one of our tours or what, you know that we use a 5-spot pattern. What a 5-spot pattern is basically, if you look at the 5-spot of the dice, you have a center spot, which is where we will do our injections, and then you have 4 recovery wells surrounding that. So this is only half of that, so we'll just have the 2 recovery wells. But what you'll see is where I'm going to put some red solution, some red dye in here, and what you'll see is that red dye goes straight over to those recovery wells. The reason it goes to those recovery wells is I'm going to be pumping a little bit more out than what I'm putting in. So just like we'll do in the field. In the field, when we go into production, we'll be pumping out about 3 to 10% more than what we put in the ground. What that does is, because I'm pulling solution from all sides, it's pulling a little bit over here, and this can't go upstream, so it's going to go straight into the well. I look at it as just like a feather in a bathtub. Put a feather in a bathtub and you pull the plug, where does the feather go? It goes to the drain. It's not going to go to the other end of the tub. And that's exactly what happens here. We have the upper basin fill area here. The upper basin area is where we get most of our drinking water. Most of our drinking water, irrigation water, comes from that area, mainly because it's a looser dirt, so it holds more water, lets water flow easily through it. And if you're going to drill a well, it costs per foot. So you really don't want to drill down into that lower area where it's not going to be as productive of a well. You're not going to get nearly as much water out of that well. So that's where most of our water comes from. There is some wells that may go down into that area. So he did demonstrate that with one of the wells. We also have a couple of lines over here. This is the recharge. So anytime it rains up north and snows up north, as that drains off the mountains, it's recharging the water we use in the underground. We don't see that water, but that water level comes up and down based on the usage. And up north, the snow and everything recharges that for us. So he's demonstrated that here. So we're really going to have some flows coming in here. We're going to have some flow coming out here. We're going to have flows coming out here, and then this coming in. But by pumping just a little bit more, so having that control coming in here, we call that our hydraulic control. And that's the basis of the in-situ process. Okay? So if there's no questions right now, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on and see how it works.
Stand back. There's no sparks that go back.
No sparks. No, it doesn't get that loud. It is a little loud. Yeah, my wife always knows when I've done this because I've got red all over my fingers. I can't do this without getting it all over me. So. What you're going to see is it's going to start getting red here first. And then these will start turning pink. But you'll notice that these, even though I'm pumping out of here, these will never turn pink because that solution can't get to there. See how that's really starting to get a lot pink now. These are actually, this one's actually pumping down in the same zone, same level, and it will turn thin. And once we're finished, we will rinse this with fresh water, clean up any remaining solution that's down there. We monitor this water beforehand, and by permit we have to bring it back to the same quality it was before. And then we'll take and pump type 5 cement, which is down in the hole, break it off at 20 feet below the surface, and we can build ballparks on it, houses on it, whatever the town needs at that time. So there is a second life to the project, to the property. Should be able to see that going through there pretty good now.